with some vicious leg lock attacks.
Boom, right into Yashigarami, into a heel hook, and then into a toe hold. He tried the heel hook, he switches into that toe hold, and you can see that left leg just got stuck in there. So Zombie couldn't roll anymore. It's gonna be his right leg, excuse me. His right leg is gonna get stuck. No, it's his left, my bad. Right leg is toe holded. The left leg, it got stuck in the middle. You'll see Roosevelt right there. He caught it and he captured it.
A nice toe hold attempt there from Rana Welling.
Yeah, she's turning on that. Now, if she can get, she might want to transfer that in. She's got a leg isolated completely through. She's like with a toe hold. And now has a cross heel hook. Let's see if you can see. She's got both. She's got a straight foot lock, and that will hurt because it's. And now there's the cross heel hook if she loses that.
It'll be interesting to see if she's able to drive her right leg through for a full cross ashi. She almost does, but good defense here from Alyssa Luna trying to back the knee line out, and now actually attacking the top arm of.
She got it.
Yeah. Another submission victory for Rana Willington, who's number 1.
She's turned, and then Rana caught up. There's grabbing that secondary leg, gives her a lot more time. Then she was able to get the heel, and then Alyssa was stuck. So there you can see the initial attempt. She spun out of that, but watch Rana there. She caught that other leg, and then readjusted. Everything went deeper. Was able to put much more pressure that time on the knee. She's trying to move it across body, which gives her a lot better grip, but it also then makes that other foot there's no defense to it. You can see that if she can get that, lock up a straight foot. Now there's very little defense on the bottom leg now.
I was gonna say, Sean, what should Kaiwani be doing here? Is there any way for her to defend this heel hook?
Yeah, now there is. Her secondary leg got out. She's got to get behind the feet. That's step number 1. She's getting closer, but that doesn't get rid of the heel hook. She circles her leg back. She's still got to get behind the feet. You see how she's sitting down. Now that's tight.
Wow, and she gets the finish. You telegraphed, you saw it coming, Sean. Page with the heel hook finish here.
Yeah, so there's that inside Sankaku position. Kaiwani steps over, but then see she sits. So she's trying to peel off the hands, and peeling off the hands is only going to delay the inevitable instead of taking care of the problem that's keeping you there, which are that leg position. So stepping behind with the right leg, getting behind the feet and elevating her hips would have potentially got her out of this situation, but you never know. It's a very tight bite. So.
As you mentioned, February, a bit of a newcomer onto the black belt scene, brown belt, Nogi world champion. And, you know, he said, I've been an underdog my whole life, not just in these jiu-jitsu matches, but in everything in my life. So he's not, you know, he's not intimidated by the fact that most people are assuming that Tackett's going to win. But saying that, look at that back take attempt there by Andrew Tackett. Now February locking up the legs there.
Yeah, he was impressive on his debut. He's very adept on the leg game. But you do have to be careful with these attacks because that rolling style sort of crab ride back take is quite common if there's no real control of the ankle. Now, Tackett in on the own leg, he got it.
And Andrew Tackett gets the submission in just over 2 minutes here at WNO 27.
Yeah, you see he just threw, yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. He just threw the legs under. February left the leg hanging around.
It's a dangerous game to play with Andrew Tackett.
Yep.
Tackett fixing his hair in the corner. The Tackett Maniacs are running wild here in Austin.
And so I think like one of the things I didn't realize, and then I kind of talked to Craig about, and one of the reasons he kind of came back to help support what we're doing at Flow is by encouraging people to actually understand that and feel like they're investing in jiu-jitsu, that changes everything.
Yeah.
Potential look at a knee bar here from Sylvia. Already gets the tap! We had some nice butterfly entry from the very beginning. Sorry, butterfly action from the very beginning. Overhook here. Switch to the opposite side. Sean, walk us through the finish here.
Yeah, Ari tried to keep the near side underhook, which is good early on, but then it's not served its purpose once someone really scoops under the leg. And then so he got caught up a little bit, tried to turn out of that. It was a little bit too late. So you can see him punch the left arm in. This would be good early, but once that knee gets scooped up, that left arm isn't going to help anymore, and it's now you got to get your leg out of there. He just tried to spin out a little bit late against a well-versed leg locker, so he was able to turn that into a straight knee bar.
As we said in the ADCC, she kind of took advantage of the slow start of going footlock. Ocho going for it.
She's going hard on that foot. Both now in a little footlock battle. Yeah, it's an Aoki style lock. See that? And you can. So Adele lost. Yeah, Adele's foot came out. Jasmine stayed side on, and that was probably the ankle actually.
Boy, oh boy, it's productive.
I think I've heard that said about my wrestling from time to time, so I can't hate
see?
on it. Oh,
Arm drag, cross
there we
ankle
go.
pick. He uses that cross foot sort of block and creates a lot of good opportunity from there.
Man, that frame from Felipe Andrew really, really saved him from some trouble here. Actually put him all the way back into close guard. And we know Andrew has an incredible close guard. Here we go.
It's always going to go down into K guard now. It's close guard's a good way to get in. He does have a really good straight foot lock, does Felipe Andrew. Oh,
heel
not a
hook
heel
there.
hook. That's on deep.
Dude, that is deep. He may get this, Sean.
That's deep. That's tight.
He's gonna.
I think he's
look
gonna
at the
tap.
pain.
Yeah,
Whoa! Declan Moody. Heel hooks Felipe Andrew. Kieran, who's number one? That was a quick finish as well. My goodness. These guys are both animals, and you really thought they would have had, you know, a long, crazy kind of banger of a match, but no, it's Declan with that finish. My goodness, that extension there.
Yep, the 50-50. There he got it. Nice heel hook.
That hip extension to finish.
That's it. There's a 50-50. Drops down in. There it is. He got the heel first, and he has a very nice bite on it. You can see that it's deep. He's got the hips in. He had to readjust it there. Now, then it went on right there. And
goodness. We're going to see one more angle of this. And like we said, Felipe Andrew has a great attack from 50-50, but at this moment, it was Declan that came through with that bite on the heel. Look, he goes belly down, and then he switches it over here. That's where things really got gnarly for him.
Mica Galvão, the young man from Manaus, one of the greatest pound-for-pound grapplers in the sport today.
Mica may be the most exciting guy in the world.
Anytime this young man competes in grappling, must-see TV. Mica wants to be known as the Elvis Presley of Jiu-Jitsu, a guy that transcends generations.
You've got to be so careful with Mica Galvão. He is a submission sniper.
Mica Galvão going around to the back. Both hooks in. And a rear naked choke behind it.
Mica Galvão is going for the finish. This kid is something special.
Very hard to prepare for a young man like this, but you just don't know what he's going to do. He kind of does everything.
This is Mica announcing this is the level I am at, and you guys are all chasing me.
Who can stop this man?
And he's done it! He's the super duper uber grand slam champion.
2024, 100 years later, they're gonna be like, that was the year.
We'll work a little game just to get warm. We'll just work a passing game. So, person on bottom, his goal is just to get my hips to touch the mat or a significant connection. So he can use any means to sweep. Person on top, your goal is just to pass. However you do that, you can pass the outside. Here. The second you get past the legs, you get side control. You don't need to pin him. If he turtles, this is also a win. And you guys can kind of choose up to your discretion. You'll know when you're cheating yourself out of a win or not. Does it make sense? Any questions? No? 3, 2, 1. Just to start with, just warm up, just to get these guys moving, and then we're gonna look at some of the classic outside pass and stuff. Got some new details and stuff, maybe a little new instructional coming up, who knows? Who knows? All right guys, shake hands. Whenever you're ready, let's go. Let's see the intensity of today. Let's see how these men want to roll when the cameras are out. You know what I'm saying? It goes up. No one wants to lose. Everyone wants to try and gain aura right now. This is make or break it type shit. X-guard. Yeah, lovely. Get his hips to the mat. Nice, pass across. To the hips now, to the hips. Yes, lovely. Keep going, get his hips to the mat. Nice, good. You use that underhook, I like teaching people that want to be there and they want to learn, but like when it's kind of the brand new people and you have to explain which left hand to use, you know what I'm saying? This is, sometimes it gets a little bit tedious, but overall I enjoy it. I like watching people get better. I like watching people kind of use the techniques that I have shown them, but if they're kind of like intensive and they're actively trying to learn and they're trying to do what they're shown and they're listening to what I'm saying, I think this is very rewarding. But the difference between like teaching in like somewhere like this and where you're like a head coach is a lot more people. Like you have to deal with people more than necessarily just jiu-jitsu, and it becomes a bigger thing. You're building a community, you're getting a bunch of people in one spot, and you have way more like personal relationship with people, and like people view you a different way compared to previously when I used to teach. It was more like, okay, I would just come in Tuesday, Thursday, and I would teach just whatever techniques I had kind of planned, whereas now there's more like a lot more personal like interactions, kind of chasing up on people. Yeah, and also there's a lot more business minds behind it, you know, trying to get people in, trying to get people to stay, finding out why people want to stay, what people enjoy, what people don't enjoy, this kind of things. There's more kind of intricacies and business to it, which I also do enjoy a little bit for sure.
How's it been overall just being more part of the Atlanta jiu-jitsu scene, like Paul Ardilli?
Yeah, I mean, I got these two crazy bums over here, man. You know what I'm saying? But nah, they've made me welcome. They come train. So that was my main worry when I was coming here opening the new gym. Was like, would I get good training? And I'm lucky enough to have these two and their brother Sergio come in at least 3 times a week. So that's good training for me. It's enough. It's all I need to basically compete at the highest level, I feel like. So I have that. Everything else becomes easy. So I do as much as I show them hate, you don't show them no love, but I appreciate them coming and showing the support. This time, the person who's playing on their back needs to either secure points. So if you do knock the guy to the hip, he does have time to get back up. And if you get a significant entanglement, you have to finish. So this is no longer an end point now. You have to use this knock into the hip, either take the sweep or try and finish. Person on top goes still the same, but this time, if you do pass, you have to pin him and score. If he turtles, you have to chase the back until you score. So you have to get hooks, right? We'll do top bottom switch after the 4 minutes. If you pass, just keep staying on top. And if you sweep, submit, keep staying on bottom. And then I'll tell you guys to switch, and then we'll do a partner switch after that. And then we'll get into some actual sparring. Make sense? 3, 2, 1.
Training with Owen has been a super awesome experience. I think he just brings a very different game, pressure and strength that most people are not going to be ready for. I know he wants me to glaze him. He literally just said that, make sure you glaze me. So I won't be doing that. I'll just say the reality of it, which is he's one of the most technical guys I think I've ever met. And even though I've been training jiu-jitsu and wrestling, all this stuff for 2 decades now, I can say that since he's moved here, my game has just exploded because of the little things that he's really good at.
His passing's terrible. Side-to-side passing, outside passing just cooks you and you get tired and then game over.
It's cool, man. He's doing some of this like ecological jiu-jitsu stuff that I had never been exposed to, which is a fancy word for like situational sparring with like a little bit fancier constraints. But no, it's really good because it kind of keeps training a little bit more fresh. Like drilling, after you've been training for such a long time, it's just kind of boring. And so this is like a new
fresh perspective, and then like Owen's got really good technical responses to a lot of things, so it's been cool to get a new perspective.
There is nowhere you can rest. Any position you're at, he's always improving and he's always gassing you out. So, you know, if he's on top of you, he's always cutting an angle, there's nowhere to rest. If you frame on him, it almost feels like it's like I should have just given you the pass, framing is worse. You can see some of the technique he was showing today that kind of highlights that, but yeah, he's very good. And he has a really sneaky reverse close guard, which I don't think I ran into anyone who plays reverse close guard. I've seen that one clip of like one of the Tackett brothers getting it. So yeah, he reverse close guard, heel hooked me or something. Like the first time I rolled with him, I was like, all right, that's different.
Unfortunately, this British motherfucker is really good. I think Owen's like probably best in the world, if not one or two, right? So like, I think he's gonna win the match for sure. Those guys I fought a lot of those standard jiu-jitsu guys, and they don't have any one area where they excel, but they're very well-rounded and they're always comfortable because of the type of training they do. So I think it is a match that like will probably find its way into like 5, 6, 7 minutes, but after a long enough time, Owen can kind of break you from everywhere, and he's really, really sharp. And so I think over a long enough period, he'll either catch him or take his back and strangle him.
Owen, quick submission, man. Take the back, D1 wrestling, duck, out of there.
I think Gavin is really good. I've been watching a lot of his matches recently, but yeah, it's just I think Owen's gonna show it just a different level.
Owen by finish in a crazy scramble. Drilling still works.
Nice. Let's go. For the cameras, Aiden, for the cameras. One submission, you're back in this. One submission, you're back in this. Turn. Arm out. Can a man not rest in bottom mount? Oh, man, what's going on?
I think it's definitely going to be a scrap. Obviously, the stand-up boys are known for that. Like, they're generally just the way they obviously learn and kind of teach jiu-jitsu is very scramble-inducive. So I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of scrambles, a bunch of crazy exchanges. I would suggest there's going to be a lot of leg entanglements until I either get the finish on the legs, come up, pass, take the back, and choke. Who's number one? October 24th, me versus Gavin Corbe. We've got the 8-man bracket. It's going to be a sick one. Make sure to tune in live on FloGrappling. Yo, it's going to be a sick card. Let's fucking go. Ouch.
What up, family? We are in Austin, Texas today, and we are getting ready for the open mat today. You know, usually Fridays we do a big open mat at noon. A lot of people coming here, a lot of the students has a different game, you know, and it's actually one of my favorite days of the week because I get to train with most of the students, get to train with Sensei Xande, he gets to watch me train, you know. That's what we're doing today, a lot of rounds, a lot of porrada, you know.
Felipe's camp is going amazing. He actually never stopped being in camp. We're training all the way from CJI and all the other matches that he had, you know, so we just kind of continue to work. The invitation for who's number one came in, and definitely is an opportunity for him to show all his evolution inside and outside the mat.
I've been training a lot, you know, I've been trying to improve my jiu-jitsu. I've been also doing a lot of workouts, you know, making sure that the body is healthy. So I have a lot to show, you know, I've been working on a lot of different things. I think that I've been improving a lot of different places. So I can't wait to the day of the show and be able to showcase the best jiu-jitsu possible, you know, one of my best performances ever. And that's always the goal, you know, it's always make sure that we are improving, we are getting better. So that's the goal.
I always believe that in Jiu-Jitsu to have an attitude of like certainty, like I'm certain that this is my game. You know, his top game, you know, he's putting way more pressure. You know, there's a good mix between pressure and outside passing, and a little bit of like, you know, sometimes like recklessness. Sometimes it's necessary to create some sort of chaos once you get a good position. So he's finding the positions where he feels the most comfortable with pressure, and I think that's bringing that, you know, our style to put pressure 100% of the time. I think he's more adaptable to it, and of course with his little also spice, he does a couple things different, but the fundamental is the same. I really like that. His wrestling got better, his counters are better. Here, 6 blades, we try to really work very hard, a lot of positional sparring, a lot of this training to like allow him to be comfortable even when he's under the chaos, not on top of the chaos.
The WNO rule set, it's one of my favorites. You're just thinking about going for submissions. That's what I love to do, you know. It's always making sure that I have a good control, what leads me to a good place to get a submission. And I think that a bracket, my mindset changed a little bit because I think that every single time, every single fight is gonna bring a different challenge. Getting ready for a bracket involves a lot of like conditioning. I need to make sure that I'm gonna be ready to do 3 tough 90 minutes match, you know. I always expected the hardest match possible, you know. I'm never thinking that I'm gonna go there and get the submission in 1 minute, you know. I'm always prepared to do a 9 minutes of war. And I think that needs to be the mindset. And doing 3 matches of those, it's gonna ask a lot for my mind. I have a strong mind, you know. So I think that that's a different challenge that I'm so excited to be a part of.
Feeling great, you know. Sensation to put me into a little shark tank over there. Just takedowns and takedowns defense. But body feels good, you know. I think that I'm a week out from the tournament and I could be feeling better, you know. Feels just great to be on the mats training. I'm really happy, you know.
I think every athlete, when they go to competitions, I think there's always a breakthrough, right? Like sometimes great athletes, they only believe they're great once they have a result.
And he gets a tap! Wow! Felipe Costa!
Definitely the ADCC was a breakthrough. You know, he was strong, happy, fast. Like I said, had a certainty what he wanted there.
And Felipe Costa with that back take. 3rd place. Will be the ADCC 2024 bronze medalist from Brazil.
We're becoming more of a hybrid specimens, you know, where we can put the gi on and off and still work on the same way. And I think this tournament will be great. He's already fought a couple of the guys that are there. And I think he's come back indifferent. And if everything goes well, he will come out that day as the number 1.
We just finished one more training session here with my family, always under the guidance of Sensei Xande Ribeiro and Professor Victor Hugo. I have great training partners here, and you know, we are ready for one more war. You know, how I said, it's gonna be 3 fights of hard 9 minutes, you know, and I'm ready for it, baby. So watch me at FloGrappling, who's number 130th on October 24th, all the way from Pittsburgh. So I can't wait, and I see you guys over there. Peace.
presentation of Who's Number One is presented by Defense Soap, now the official soap and body wipe of FloGrappling, protecting you for over 15 years. Defend what you have built. And by Sway Mask by Dolomer, the official mat of FloGrappling. Experience the hybrid difference at Dolomer.com. And by IM8, the all-in-one formula for fighters. Built for performance, trusted for recovery.
Welcome, fight fans, to the 30th edition of Who's Number One, coming to you from the Sunny Days Arena in North Versailles, Pennsylvania. The first time that WNO has ever been here in the Northeast, and it is a big one. And when I say big, I mean any size at all, as we have one of the most important events in WNO history happening tonight. Hello and welcome. I'm Rich Slayton, joined by your commentary team, Kendall Rusi and Sean Williams, and I know both of you are very excited for tonight's show.
Absolutely, Rich. I'm thrilled. It's bracket time, baby. Bracket time. It's been a long time since we've had brackets, so and they always end up crazy. So I'm very excited to see how this all plays out tonight.
And Sean here, not one to bury the lead. Bracket it is, the first ever open weight Grand Prix here at WNO. 8 of the best pound for pound athletes on the planet will enter tonight looking to prove that they are the best and become the first ever open weight champion.
And you're getting to see a couple of these guys on the screen right now. We've got Dante Leon, Felipe Costa, and really some of the best that compete in not only their weight class, but consistently winning the open class in the biggest tournaments in the world.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at these brackets. This is about. It's going to really play down to performance for a lot of these guys. There's a lot of, like, I don't know what you quote unquote dark horses in here. Like, my goodness, this thing has everything in it to make a perfect storm and a tornado of epic proportions.
Alongside this open weight Grand Prix, we have a full main card with 3 excellent super fights as well.
And you can take a look at the full card right in front of you. We've got Owen Jones and Gavin Corbe, Mica Galvão, Trinity Pun, Devhonte Johnson, and Gutemberg Pereira. Excellent matches before we get into, of course, the remaining 8 athletes on the card who are going to fight for that open class title.
And not seen on the card that you see on screen right now, we also have 8 athletes entering into our undercard looking to prove themselves at tonight's event. But before we get there, we have a very special guest joining us this evening. You might know him from his YouTube channel, Jordan Teaches Jiu-Jitsu. Jordan Pressinger, welcome to WNO.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be here. When Flo asked me to be a part of this event, I said, absolutely, I will. I'm a big-time jiu-jitsu nerd. I love teaching jiu-jitsu. I love talking about jiu-jitsu. I love doing jiu-jitsu. And I think I'm explaining jiu-jitsu, so I'm really I'm excited for
Who's number one? We are so happy to have you here. And I'm curious, do you have a favorite match on the card? Is there something in particular you're looking forward to?
It's really the open weight tournament that I'm most excited for. I love seeing the bigger guy versus the smaller guy. I think that's what jiu-jitsu is all about, seeing who's number one regardless of the weight class.
And of course, we're going to see not just that open weight, but as mentioned before, we have an undercard as well. 4 matches to kick things off this evening that are going to feature a lot of local talent.
Absolutely. It's really interesting to say that the majority of the undercard are these local talented athletes. But of course, we're going to take a special look at Emily Leyva. She's coming to us from the Otto's Dream Team, both she and Mica Galvão. She is certainly a standout, a new brown belt on the scene. She just won the World Championships in the gi at purple belt, got her brown belt, and then immediately won no-gi pans. I mean, she's been on a tear, but she's got a big challenge in front of her against Claire Butterfield. So this is definitely one that you guys want to be tuned in for. She's got amazing submissions, great energy, and is just always going for the kill. So we are really excited to see her here on Who's Number One this evening.
And those undercard matches, of course, available for free. And if you want to follow along all the way through the Openweight Grand Prix and our main card, make sure you go to FloGrappling.com/subscribe and sign up now to get great Offerings just like this one, live jiu-jitsu all throughout the year, as well as instructional videos, inside news, and much, much more. FloGrappling.com/subscribe. But we do not want to wait at all. Let's get into the action. To kick things off, let's get our rules from Reed Connor.
Welcome to Who's Number One, the premier proving ground for the world's best grapplers. And now right here on this very stage, 2 grapplers will enter and only one will leave victorious. All matches are 15 minutes in length, except where otherwise noted, with no points, no advantages, and no interruptions. Just elite, competitive grappling. There are 2 ways to win. The first is, of course, the most preferred, by submission. And here at Who's Number One, all submissions are legal. Heel hooks, arm bars, twisters, and beyond, the world's best have all the tools at their disposal. And if at any point either competitor taps, the match is over. But if there isn't a submission, we will rely on 3 neutral side judges to determine a winner. Their decision will be based on our Who's Number One judging criteria, which is unique to this mat. Now, above all, we are looking for aggression. That means never taking a backward step and moving forward at all costs. We're looking for dangerous submission attacks. That means attempts that will result in a near submission, okay? Leave your 50-50 ankle locks at home. We don't need them. And if it doesn't result in a reaction or a hyperextension, they simply won't count. And finally, positional control. That means guard passes, mount, back takes, anything that leads to positional dominance. The match will be judged in its entirety, and the person with the better display of effective grappling skill will get their hand raised. The referee is also neutral and does not take part in the judge's decisions. His role is purely to control the action on the mats and reset the action should it go out of bounds. This is elite grappling competition at its purest form. A showcase for the world's best grapplers on the world's biggest stage. Just the best fighting the best. It's the only way to truly find out who's number one.
We are live for WNO 30 in New Versailles, Pennsylvania, where we are going to have the Open Weight Grand Prix. 8 of the best athletes on the planet come onto this mat today to prove if they are the absolute best in the world at Jiu-Jitsu. This is Who's Number One and the Open Weight Grand Prix. But first, our undercard, let's get things started with our first 8 competitors. Introducing first in the blue corner, he stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, representing Stout PGH, welcome Xavier Rodela!
And we are underway here. We've got Xavier Rodela, our first athlete to walk out onto the mats tonight. Sean, what are we thinking about this guy coming out?
Yeah, I mean, he's from one of my best buddies, Warren Stout School at Stout PGH. They have a great wrestling background as Warren, and they're a very talented group of athletes. He does have his hands full with the other youngster across the ring. So.
And in the red corner, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall and just 16 years old. Fighting out of Vogelsville, Pennsylvania, representing Prodigy Jiu-Jitsu, it's Matthew Velez!
And like you said, another youngster coming out, Matthew Velez. we have got 2 teens on the card tonight, 16 and 19. Both these guys local. Both these guys bringing a really amazing crowd. You can hear the energy in here tonight. It's awesome, Sean.
Yeah, Matthew, I saw some highlights of him, and he is just all over the place. He looked very good, very good. Jumping into different things, and jumping out of different things, very, very explosive. Should be a fun one.
And this is a bantamweight match. We're going to get the tail of the tape here. We've got Matthew Velez, 16 years old, 5'6", 134.8 pounds. Of course, Xavier across the way is 19 years old, coming in at 5'9", 135 pounds. Both of these guys not ranked just yet, but we'll see if they can make a big stamp on things tonight. All right, here we go. First match of the night, Sean. Whoa.
That's what I'm saying.
You're right, all over the map.
Yeah,
huh?
he's wily, and I saw him jumping around in and out of different things, both offensive and defensive. So
now, don't let the colors fool you. You got Matthew Velez in the blue uniform, but he is the red athlete on the right side of the bottom of the screen. And he's the one you were mentioning, Sean, has got a lot of crazy jiu-jitsu, so make sure you're not blinking during this match. He is really looking fun.
yeah, and I haven't really got to see Xavier train or anything like that, so I don't have a lot of data about him. You see Matthew going for arm drags and different things, various things from the butterfly guard. But both have good wrestling stances right out of the gate, and I would really expect nothing less from both of them.
It's fun because one of the things we're seeing from Matthew is he's both pulled twice now and shot in on the legs. And the nice thing, though, too, is Xavier is he looks really unfazed by all of this big, wild movement. So it might be a case of one of those matches where you get, you know, a little more of a crazy, sporadic kind of approach versus a more slow and controlled kind of trying to control the positions approach.
Yeah, well, both guys are showing some excellent hand fighting, level changing, some feints and level changes.
A little reach there from Matthew Velez.
Velez, as you mentioned, he's a little unorthodox, more unorthodox, and sometimes you don't know really what's coming. If you're hand fighting, collar ties, all of a sudden it could be a flying arm lock that, you know, you think it's, he just set up that knee pick, right? So the next thing that might come off that knee pick is that arm is in there. Xavier, instead of a knee pick, it's a flying arm lock then. So.
And it really is interesting how more and more these days we've got these 15, 16, 17-year-olds coming up and making big waves on shows like Who's Number One shows.
That was a nice collar tie clear by Xavier. Well, it's just that next evolution, isn't it?
I was going to say, there's a little bit of an armbar look there. Wasn't too tight, but it definitely was still going along with the theme that you mentioned earlier of him constantly attacking.
It's a good head-to-head position for Xavier there. That's what you would like to do. Most likely to have him stand up and keep his knees together. Head position is really key here to defend the entry of the butterfly guard.
Whoa, big pass attempt there from Xavier, but Matthew almost like cartwheeled right over the pass attempt itself.
Yeah, it's just a little overcommitment, I think, on that cartwheel. Nice guard pass.
Oh, Matthew coming out around towards the head and then looking to go back to the turtle, but Xavier got a good grip on his leg, and it looked like Matthew had a Kimura grip there on the top side.
Yeah, Matthew tried to go behind, Xavier caught a single leg. Matthew went to a Kimura counter, but
reset here back in the center off of a little bit of a scramble on the edge there. Hard to recreate. And we have the first judge's favor coming through, and just a heads up on the judge's favor that it is not an official score, but it gives you an idea of where the minds of the judges are in the first 3 minutes of this match. And so Matthew Velez was, of course, called for that. Got a good bite on the head here too, Sean.
yeah, he's got a front headlock. Hand fighting. Xavier needs to hand fight and clear his right elbow through the other elbow, so he's not going to get in deeper water. It looks like he's almost got his elbow clear.
Scraped that back of the leg. That was really beautiful. Helped him maintain a lot of hip control even throughout that transition. Now in a leg drag spot here, driving that knee in.
He's settling in nicely now.
Xavier's trying to keep that frame on that right arm of Matthew to prevent him from walking up into an underhook, looks like. Oh, wow, Matthew has almost, I was going to say a little too soon, a little bit of a complete pass, but not quite, although in this back exposure, off of the pass, which oftentimes does work together, he's now finding himself back to the mount and back to the back, chaining these together.
Yeah, he caught that gift wrap nice so he could get back to the mount. Almost lost back control, but then caught the gift wrap, which let him mount, then lets you take the back again. Xavier needs to drive up, hand fight his hand free, and continue to drive up and start corkscrewing his back to the floor. If he wants to run away, he's going to need to clear the hook, like untie those feet. So you see that one-on-one, he should untie that while he can. On his left side, you see his wrist, his hands being dominated. He should untie that on his left side while he can, and then it'll free him up a little bit.
Oh, he might go belly down here. That's a tough position to be in, and when someone gets all the way on top, he's able to drive their hips down and make you go belly down. Very tough. So I think Xavier was smart to kind of force the position back to being belly up.
Work on the neck. Work on the neck.
Velez looks like he's going to go for an arm. Yeah, he's moving Xavier down. Yeah, he's moving him down lower and lower, which is a telltale sign of trying to arm isolate, but his leg is stuck in the middle. It's not ideal for his left leg to be stuck in the middle like that. Ideal would be all the way across the hip, called belt line hook.
Almost like off of a body triangle,
yeah,
right?
That's exactly what happens when you do this. It allows someone to turn into, it's a very weak, unless you're going for twisters or freestyle guillotines, whatever you like to call it. Then yeah, cross body rides, you can leave that leg in the middle from the control side, but the leg in the middle from the control side is generally pretty weak control and can allow that to happen.
Yeah, beautiful escape there, though, from Xavier. Now he comes up on top, and we're going to get to see some of his passing attempts here. Looks like Matthew is hunting the head again there from the bottom. We saw him hunting the head a little bit earlier, but it's like Matthew is hunting the head again there from the bottom. We saw him hunting the head a little bit earlier, but another judge's favor comes through from Matthew, and not super surprising, right? To spend a couple minutes on the back. And again, that's not an official score, but it is very telling as far as what's going on in the match. And now we see a little bit of a, what do they like to call that? I guess donkey guard is what they refer to that backwards quad pod.
Yeah, I think Matthew's just setting a good pace. He's a little in front and all of these exchanges, just out in front a little bit of Xavier. Xavier maintaining, I mean, he's able to get back to neutral. He's been able to get back to neutral, but yet he's still not the one in the driver's seat at the moment.
Ooh.
Nice shot.
Right off the referee, stopping him. They're going to come back to the center. And it is like what you said, Xavier, he has had some good base, good position. He's staying like in the middle of the mat. You can kind of feel like he's doing his best to stay in it, but Matthew's just stayed a little bit ahead and setting that pace.
Xavier's going to need to set something up here. He's got nice little level changes, but there's not. He needs to shoot in, get an entry into something, or get Matthew to bite.
Oh, throw by there.
Yeah, I've seen one of his highlights. It looked like he did a throw by to the arm lock. I was wondering if he was going to try to jump on that at that moment.
Push back. Get him off balance. Get him in a sweet
It's really
spot.
a sign of a great grappler, right? When they don't have the fear of going for these takedowns and these flying submissions, because they're happy to play guard as well. So Matthew's got such a well-rounded game that he really is proving to be dangerous from everywhere. Although, as I say that, Xavier looked like he was going to try to jump through his guard there.
Short time, Javi. Let's go. Let's go.
Tried his own flying arm lock there and threw the guard.
Let's go. Pressure. Javi, go. Yeah.
And Minari roll, but
It's so interesting because Matthew actually started the match with an Imanari roll attempt, and then Xavier answered back, and now he has a little bit of a bite on the leg here. He does have a bit of a look there on the heel.
yeah, Xavier needs to open his knee right now and take the back. So he's got to open his knee up and not chase that, because if the knee gets out a little bit further for Velez, he's going to get out of that. And this is going to be that knee wedge back take. If Xavier opens up that right knee into the middle, it'll take away that wedge. It'll create his own wedge, and he could potentially get in a really nice scenario here, but he never opened his knee. There's that knee wedge back take.
Beautiful work here from Matthew. Turning the back attack into his own. He's climbing up pretty high here on the seatbelt grip. Good, really, really good hip and spine alignment here. So he's looking for the finish, but even if he doesn't get the tap here, he's going to finish very well on the back, aligned and in total control.
Fun first match, though.
Oh my goodness, what a fun first match. And the crowd here is super stoked to have these two locals on the mats. That you can definitely be sure of. And we're gonna take it to a judge's decision, so we're gonna find out in a moment who is gonna come on top in this opening round of who's number 130. I think we're gonna get a quick look at some of the moments of this match. These two opened the show up, came out, had a lot of fun energy coming in tonight. Both of these guys making their debut on Who's Number One, of course, 19 and 16 years old. Super fun to see this up-and-coming talent, Sean.
Yeah, I think he went for a rolling Kimura there, but just sort of missed it, and then Matthew came on top.
We'll take the gymnastics.
That's right.
You know, we'll take we're happy with gymnastics here at Who's Number One. It's great. A lot of back control from Matthew throughout this match. Got to the back twice. Wasn't able to finish, but did a great job controlling the dominance of the match. And also, you know, non-stop attacks from Xavier. He really was going after it. He just was outworked here. He was just out-positioned multiple times, but he really went for it from start to finish as well.
Yeah, he did a great job. I mean, he said both guys very talented. Fun match to watch.
And we're going to find out who the winner is here in just a moment.
After 9 minutes of action, the judges have a decision. Your winner, out of the red corner, Matthew Velez!
Matthew Velez, our first winner on Who's Number 130. Not a huge shock, Sean, right? He did have a lot of dominance throughout the match. He also got the 2 nods from the judges, and the judges score in those first 2 rounds, or the first 2 6-minute, 3-minute periods of the match. And really, really impressive. Now, we are going to go to a couple more undercard matches, but we just want to give you guys a heads up that after the undercard ends, when we go into the main card, you will need to have a Flow subscription to be able to watch the rest of the event. So enjoy the free stream. Make sure you guys are subscribed so that you can watch the rest of the show. And don't go anywhere, because next up, we've got Andy Voughn and Sean Kyle. They're going to be coming up in our next match here on the undercard. Sean Kyle here right on the screen, and they're in the back getting warmed up, getting ready to go. They're going to be right out here in just a moment after a short break. Don't go anywhere.
Next up in the middleweight division, fighting out of the blue corner, he stands 6 feet tall, out of Altoona, Pennsylvania, representing Railroad City Jiu-Jitsu, it's Sean Kyle!
Sean Kyle coming in hot. We've got a middleweight match ahead of us. Another local athlete who has got the crowd going wild, Sean.
Yeah, it's a fun thing about the undercards is it just brings a lot of fans and a lot of noise. So we'll see how Sean Kyle, what he has in store for us today.
And in the red corner, standing 6 feet tall, from Bridgeville, Pennsylvania, representing Indio Dojo, it's Andy Voughn!
And Andy Voughn in the red corner, coming out from Indio Dojo. He's got a very tough corner by the looks of it. Got a very tough sidekick along for the ride. And he's coming out here, another local guy on the undercard, bringing a lot of energy in. And it's, like you said, Sean, it can't be said enough how fun it is to have these guys here. I mean, the crowd is really, really fun.
That's right.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. This is a middleweight match. We've got Andy coming in, 37 years old, standing at 6 feet tall, 179.4 pounds, against Sean Kyle, 30 years old, coming in at 6 feet, 183.8 pounds. Both of these guys coming in unranked, looking to make a name for themselves here tonight. Right, here we go, Sean. Match number 2 of the night.
Yeah.
Another 9-minute bout. Oh, right in on a snatch single there, but a guard pull in response.
Yeah, went single to around the waist and then right into the guard pull. Looks Sean Kyle very long. Maybe this is where he prefers to be. This guard. Didn't see much footage of him, so yeah, close guard is where he looks like he wants to be.
Or a K-guard entry, right?
Yeah,
Well, close guard to K-guard, to your point, right?
Yeah.
And it was interesting because Andy came in and shot that single. Looked like he went to the body, and it almost looked like Sean was going for a submission, right? When he pulled.
Yeah, he wanted to jump into that close guard.
But speaking of submissions, right? And now it's Andy falling back on a straight ankle lock here after being in the top position.
Yeah, he's got to push back into the hips, does Sean Kyle. He's got to untie. There, he's untied. Got to push back, untie those hands now. He can reach the hands, hand fight, free his knee, and then there's going to be some big problems if, well, he's
retaining the knee line just a little, but beautiful defense there from Sean Kyle over and over.
Nice job by Devhonte to get to the top out of that leg exchange. Come right back up to the top.
Yeah, Andy did a great job throughout that transition of maintaining the position he wanted to be in. So even though he was losing things and trying to regain and trying to adjust, chaining things together, he did end up coming right back up on top.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned Sean Kyle's length, and you said maybe he wants to be on bottom, he probably wants to play guard. It's definitely looking that way, right?
Yeah. He served himself well to get two on one on that and get that foot to the hip. That'll let him almost play like a no-gi collar sleeve, which is completely viable. If you have that 2-on-1 and that right foot to the hip, you can transition that guard to no-gi very well. Shout out to Barrett Yoshida, who used to play that excellently in early ADCC days. Basically a no-gi collar sleeve. And Sean Kyle is sort of on his side. There's the wrist tie. He needs that connection with his feet. That's what he's missing right now.
I think that has to do with some of Andy's speed.
Yeah.
Jumping around and flying those knee cuts in, and now back on the feet. Sean Kyle almost looked like he was going to go for a 2-on-1 or maybe looking at an underhook, but now Andy pulls to the bottom.
Yeah, Andy needs to just watch his weight. See, he's getting a little too far forward. That'll let Andy Vaughn take him all the way over there and put into a leg entry. He's in a leg lock. He's just got to make sure he's not leg locked yet, but it's coming if he doesn't watch his weight. See, he's got his weight too far forward, and now there's a leg entry. Oh, he's taking his own straight foot lock.
Hard to finish in this position, right? Because you don't have quite the hip isolation that you might want.
Yeah, that's right. Now it's a heel hook attempt for, neither one have a really heavy isolation of the knee. Now,
we've got a shootout going on
yeah,
here.
definitely do. Now it's pressure on the foot there that Sean Kyle's putting on, but he's got to turn kind of out of room with his hips right there.
Might turn into a toe hold here. It looks like he's trying to crank on a toe hold, but doesn't have a lock around the leg, so it's going to be hard to isolate the hip. And oh my gosh, he's out.
Yeah.
What a show.
Yeah, that was a shootout for sure.
Now, I know we were distracted because we were trying to walk through some of that action, but there was a judge's opinion that was called through, and it was for Andy. So Red slightly in the lead here. In the eyes of the judges, of course, just in that first 3 minutes of the match. Still got 6 minutes to go, so anything can happen. Sean Kyle back up to his feet.
Yep.
It's interesting to see Sean kind of switch between pulling and standing back up interchangeably. He's done so quite a couple times now. And at the same time, we haven't really seen either of these guys in any serious danger yet.
Right. Yeah, just a little leg shootout, but nobody really looking like they had.
Whoa, beautiful outside trip there. Right into the guard, the closed guard of Sean Kyle, though, which, as you mentioned before, these guys in their length, their closed guard can do some serious damage.
Yeah, see how Sean Kyle plays. He's going to get feet to the hips, which would be both feet to the hips would be a nice way to deal with this. When someone crowds you and tries to get your head and crowds and crowds and crowds you, if you get both feet to the hips, you can send them flying. And it sets up all kinds of fun stuff. I mean, it sets up like helicopter arm locks, Udagatamis, Tomonagis, all kinds of fun stuff there.
And he's trying to come right up to the feet, and he's trying to stand up out of that guard. I think it's important to remember, especially if you're a little earlier on in your journey, that standing up in the closed guard is important. The closed guard's not a place to hang out. Look how dangerous these guys are from that closed guard bottom position. It's not neutral, despite the fact that it might look even. It's not neutral. You don't want to be inside someone's closed guard. You want to stand up and open the guard. Once the guard's open, as you've seen for these guys, you can deploy your speed and get some outside positioning and then come back into a space where you feel like you have a better technical control. But when you're in the closed guard, you just don't have much control at all, do you?
No, that's right.
You see now open the guard back up. So now Andy's in better shape, right? He doesn't have to feel like he needs to dive forward into the guard to crowd and put himself in danger that way. Doesn't have to stand up and expose his legs. He's actually is able to keep a nice distance, keep himself safe here. And you can see him too also focusing on controlling those legs, so he can use those legs to put Sean on his back, keep him in a supine guard. That way Sean can't sit up and start to attack like Sean's shin and start to mess with the head. But also to your point, he can't make those feet connections that he was looking for earlier when Andy's controlling his feet that way.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Andy's staying pretty far away until this. Then he's running around, right? So Sean Kyle hasn't really been able to solve that yet, where he's able to get wrist ties, but connection with the feet while he's on his back. So.
And there's a second judge's favor towards red. So Andy now has 2 out of 2 out of the judge's favor. And as a reminder, it's not an official scoring system. It just lets you guys know where the judges are leaning. But anything could happen in the rest of the match to turn that around. And look at that big throw from Andy. That was kind of an awkward one, right? Because it wasn't an uchi, it wasn't really a harai, it was almost like a Tayatoshi type throw. And then he ended up switching it off in the end.
Yeah, he went forward and then backwards. Whoop.
Oh, here's some excitement from the crowd, I think, because of that Kimura lock that we saw for a second.
Yeah, but he lost it in that transition, and now he finds himself bottom cross side, but was able to recover there. Here's this, this is where Sean Kyle's been had a little problem. So he's got his knees to his shoulders are perfect. His grip is good. These are good things that he's doing, but then when he kicks the leg out, he's not connecting it. That's when Andy has been running around. You can't just kick the leg out. You can actually put the feet on the biceps. You don't necessarily have to release that grip the way you would if they had a pant leg. And then he could go switch into a 2-on-1, but he's having a little hard time. He's kicking the leg out almost like he's breaking a pant leg grip, which is not always necessary, and that's been where Vaughn has run around so far.
2-on-1 there from Andy, but Andy runs into trouble with those 2-on-1s because it seems like he's not really emphasizing the head positioning, right? So he's not bringing his head into the ear and closing that space. And so then Sean's able to answer with like a stiff arm on the ear. And when your head and your arms are really disconnected, it's hard to get any attacks off. We've seen a couple throws from Sean throughout this match, so kind of looks like he's eyeing one, but as I say that, Andy comes in with a beautiful knee tap, nice and easy, but his right leg's got to be careful here.
Yeah, you get Sean Kyle should roll here. I mean, Andy now he's starting to get in better position now. he had initially a very nice little entry. Now I see he's got a cut that head and arm. It's a little difficult, but there he goes. He can still pull over the top, but initially a really nice entry from Sean Kyle off that takedown, but it just sort of faded away.
Sean Kyle's trying to stay seated, and Andy lifting his feet up to knock him back to supine again. We've got short time in this match, right? 23 seconds left. I'm sure Andy feels that he's a little bit in the lead after those two judges' calls. Reset here in the guard again. 20 seconds to go. What could Sean Kyle possibly do here to turn this around, Sean?
Yeah, he needs like a Hail Mary leg lock or something like this, or a flying something or other. Short time is right. It's
something
just
flying.
Yeah.
Last couple seconds gonna wind down here. It did look like he was looking for a Kimura, like you said, looking for one of those last submission attempts. And what a finish from these two guys. Second round of the night. Halfway through our undercard here with these two local athletes. Put on a great show. And here's a look at some of the action we just saw. We did see quite a bit of close guard in the beginning, and that was that initial foot lock that he leaned back on. That was an exciting start to the match, Sean.
Yeah, jumping after it off the close guard. But Sean Kyle did a great job of getting in. There's that back trip up from that sort of underhook position. And then drives forward, resetting. Here he goes. Yeah, big, almost like he tried to step in front of Goshi, but and then turned into almost like a Tayatoshi, and then went behind him.
Yeah, some really nice takedowns from Vaughn all night, huh? That was beautiful. And that moment right here.
Yeah, there was that nice entry into almost that kind of ground to Kanebasami, but just couldn't get anything going off of it.
Yeah, a lot of close moments in that match. These two guys really gave it all for 9 minutes, and it looks like we're about ready here to find out our winner of the night's second match.
After 9 minutes of competition in the middleweight division, the judges have rendered their decision for the red corner, Andy Voughn!
Andy Voughn is our winner via decision, second round of the night. That was a great match. Lots of great energy in the crowd here tonight for both of these gentlemen coming out. Both of them made their hometown debut here on Who's Number One and had a really, really good showing. Love seeing these undercard matches, Sean, because it's such a fun opportunity to get to know some of the new talent that we don't always get to see in our bigger brackets. And we've got a lot more coming up for us as well. We've got Daniel Cohen and Kyle O'Hare in the warm-up area, taking a look at Kyle out of Leverage, BJJ, getting ready to come out for his first Who's Number One match against Daniel Cohen out of True Believer Jiu-Jitsu. These guys are coming up next. Make sure you guys stay tuned in here on Flo for the rest of the undercard for free. And then when we go to the main card, you are going to need your subscription. We'll be right back.
Up next in the featherweight division, fighting out of the blue corner, he stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, training out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, representing True Believer Jiu-Jitsu, it's Daniel Cohen!
Here we go, Daniel Cohen coming in, making waves as well. It's pretty electric in here for him, John.
Yeah, I mean, this crowd, he's got a big crowd here. They obviously went nuts.
He's a big fan of Monster energy drinks. Yeah. I find that pretty interesting. The White Monster is the best monster, in my opinion.
Standing 5 feet 9 inches tall out of Youngstown, Ohio, representing Leverage BJJ, it's Kyle O'Hare!
And here we go, we've got Kyle O'Hare coming out. What a shirt, white boy of the year, hard to ignore. Hey, you think you're shot on who's #1, and you look to make a statement. We see a lot of these guys that come out, they make their debut and they come out in like crazy costumes, they say crazy things on interviews, they're trying to make a statement when they come out for their debut. We definitely are excited to see these two guys go out it. And we're gonna take a look at the tail of the tape before we get this match started. This is a featherweight match between Kyle O'Hare coming out, 22 years old, 5'9", coming in 145 pounds, against Daniel Cohen. He is coming in at 26 years old, 5'10", 139.8 pounds. Neither of these guys are ranked. They're both making their Who's #1 debuts and looking to make a big statement tonight.
Yeah, both make content, actually. Both have followings on Instagram. Kyle actually has more followers than I do. He has over 100,000 followers. He's done pretty good for himself. He's very much an entertainer, too. He likes to showboat in his MMA fights. He likes to make faces and, you know, kind of talk smack to his opponents.
And I was going to mention, we've got Jordan Pressinger here, and for a couple of matches, big, looked like there was a big entry there. But Jordan is joining us for a couple of these matches, so if you hear a new voice on commentary, that is who you're listening to. Jordan has a massive YouTube channel, and he brings a lot of a massive depth of knowledge to the commentary team, so we're really excited to have him here tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm so used to hearing you two talk that it's so cool to be able to talk with you guys. And yeah, man, these guys are going to put on a show for sure.
Yeah, Kyle's bringing a lot of big pressure here in these opening moments. We've already seen quite a bit of action from these guys, and I think, you know, you were mentioning, Jordan, you're pretty familiar with both these guys' styles.
Yeah, I mean, Sean is very much a leg locker. I mean, he's a well-rounded game, but I think Kyle is just a very aggressive, kind of a well-rounded athlete, and I think that it's going to make for a good, entertaining match.
Yeah, he is going after it now.
He loves the legs. Man, leg locks are so hot these days.
They are.
Kyle's pretty deep here. He's got a good bite on the upper part of the leg, so he's well above the knee line. And you can see Daniel's response, you know, really trying to attack the head here. I love that defense.
Just got to watch his weight. Does Kyle, if he gets his weight off a little bit, he's going to either sit back on his hip or Daniel's going to invert again. So he's got to watch his weight, settle in. He's looking for some underhooks, which would be a great idea, especially with the right arm, to take advantage of that near side right there.
Yeah, if Dan's not careful, he's going to get smashed here. He's really got to work to get Kyle onto his hip. Oh, Kyle's looking at that Darce, and it looks like he's locking up pretty good.
Wow, like Darce from inside a leg entanglement would be a crazy way to end this match, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he's going to have to hang on tight, because if he lets go,
look at the shake of the foot.
Yeah,
you see that?
I was wondering if Cohen's going out more so than it was his shake there. He's out. Wow.
Man, that was crazy, because the foot was shaking and the choke looked pretty deep. So that's an insane position to find yourself in.
And you have to wonder if Kyle burns too much energy going for that too. Like, how much squeeze did he put on? But Kyle's a gamer. I think that anything he gets, he's going to snatch up and just go for it all the way.
Yeah, he would definitely win all the way in on that one.
Funny to see Kyle smiling too, and the two of them are talking a little bit together. You mentioned they're both showmen, but obviously they've got a really good energy about them.
Yeah, they know what they're doing in terms of getting people to care about them. Like I said, Kyle has 100,000 subscribers or followers on Instagram.
Wow.
It's actually the second most of anyone here, only second to Mica Galvão.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyone competing, there's
oh, wow, that was a deep fight there for a second.
Yeah, I think that Daniel has the advantage in these leg lock positions, but I don't think Kyle is. I don't think he's a slouch there either.
Yeah, there he's freed his knee, so yeah, he's still got to free that knee. 50-50.
Judges favor.
There, he's kicked it to the other side.
So you've got that first judge's favor coming through in favor of Daniel Cohen.
What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one because there was that anaconda, but I actually don't disagree with it. I think it's very tough.
Yeah.
Right on the line, I believe. But
Oh, jumping through there, but it might get himself in trouble.
It seems like Daniel's doing better positionally, but I think that, Kyle definitely had that sunken pretty good. I wouldn't want to have been in that.
Again, here on the legs, the inside Sankaku position. He's got both legs locked up.
Oh, look at his face and the extension he was trying to put on that.
I feel like ankle locks are making a bit of a comeback. I feel like people are really attacking them nowadays, especially Aoki locks, English locks. I've been playing with them a lot lately, and I quite like them. But nothing beats a heel hook, I think.
Yeah, and to your point, Jordan, is you see there the nice transition of Daniel. He knew when to let that go and just come right to the top. And so he used a nice leg entry to get to the top position, back into a control state. He kind of knew when to hang out. He's going after it again.
Oh, Dan steps over. Is he going for a knee bar here?
Yeah.
Oh, he does have a pretty deep angle, but, Kyle, I think, has been able to open his hip up and keep himself safe.
Knee bars are a bit harder to finish when the knee you're attacking, the hip isn't on the mat. When it's the one that's above, it's harder to finish.
Yeah, because they can rotate a lot more easily, right?
Exactly. Whereas if the hip's on the mat, it's more pinned. Sean, what would you do to avoid all of Daniel's leg entries? Like, he's going these leg entries constantly on Kyle.
He is. Kyle's leaving his leg a little, it's hanging out. So some points of safety for your foot. I mean, even the top right leg is hanging out. He's got to put shin to shin, put the knees on the ground, and hide that foot a little bit.
Exactly. Get a little more weight on it, and hide it when you need to. We haven't seen Sean much in top position and Kyle in the bottom, so I'm curious to see how his guard is. He is an MMA fighter as well, so not to say that MMA fighters don't have good guards, but usually they're more like top players.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel started stepping around there.
Yeah, I think the legs, attacking of the legs is having a mental impact on Kyle right now. He's maybe a little bit more cautious, extending his legs. That tends to happen like when people recover guard, the legs kind of come out. They get attacked again and again, and then all of a sudden their legs don't come out anymore, and then the guard passing becomes a little easier.
Looks like he dove through on a bit of a knee cut there. Oh, now this could be in trouble if he's not able to keep his hips back, if he gets elevated over the top.
Yeah, Kyle really has to start fighting the feet a little bit more, not letting Daniels put him wherever he wants them to go.
Yeah, one of the things that we see against, with... Oh, wow. That was
a nice
he just
pass.
jumped right over.
Yeah, that was quick.
As we were talking about controlling the feet, but see, it's kind of like to your point, Jordan. Once he started controlling excuse me.
Blue.
Oh, and now we've got a judge's favor for Daniel. So I was going to say, once he did do a better job of climbing up the body and looking at the body instead of entering the guard with his legs, he kind of passed the guard with his upper body first and then followed by jumping over with his legs. Definitely in a better spot, but now he's back in closed guard, so this is going to be difficult for him.
Absolutely. But quickly he's out and going for that knee slide.
Yeah, I think he's got a little advantage here with the pace. I think he's got a little more conditioning. He's a little fresher, is Kyle. I think Daniel's getting a little tired.
It's that MMA fighter pace they can go for. They're tough guys to grapple with.
Whenever I'm training with MMA guys, it is like I want to throw up.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It's the most exhausting training ever because they just never stop.
They don't stop. You pass the guard, they get to their knees. You try to sweep them, they get to their knees. Like, just stay down.
Kyle stands up and sits back and now throws both of his legs. I think both of his legs. Yeah, both of them over the body. Can use that to enter into some leg positions of his own, or obviously now he decides to lay back and Daniel comes up to pass.
Yeah, nice little X pass there.
Yeah, those leg lock entries really set up that guard pass to make it a little easier.
Oh, now Daniel's picking up some speed here. Gets all the way behind, and you can hear the crowd going crazy, but wow. Kyle breaks out here.
He was a
Very
little bit slow,
wrestler-esque.
yeah. But fighting off that back take, it was a little bit slow. Maybe he's getting tired, didn't prioritize it enough. But you can't let someone get position on you.
No, yeah.
Oh, wow,
you're right.
switches sides. That was a little bit almost like a Toriano to a, not quite a leg drag, because he had like his palms around the thigh, that over-under style pass, but then actually ended up coming right back into close guard.
I think Kyle's just accepting close guard too much. I think maybe because he's tired, but I mean, you're not going to be able to get much go. Oh,
Bump sweep, my favorite.
That's nice.
I love the fundamentals around here. Amazing.
Love to see it.
Make bump sweeps great again. Bring them back. I love seeing him. He comes all the way over the top. He has an arm triangle in. Is he going to get the finish here? 40 seconds to go.
You can hold this from the mount for a long time. And when we do kata gatame, I teach a 3-stage system of kata gatame. Mount, knee on stomach, then cross side, because you can cook them in each position. So even though mount is a little more difficult to submit because you're just higher off the body, right?
Yeah.
When you go knee on stomach, you can drop your hip a little bit more. When you go to cross side, it can drop a little bit more. But there's going to be a space issue. It looks like the shoulder is just a little bit high.
Oh, 14 seconds
Looks
here.
like he's squeezing a bit on the chin.
Yeah, it's a little over the jaw.
This is when a Kendall Kana really does you well, Sean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Grab that hand, yank it through, but he's going to get the finish here of the match with holding on to that submission as the time runs out.
And that was a great match. I tell you guys, I told you it'd be a good match.
That was a fun match.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, really cements his dominance.
And that's
going
what you want to
out
do.
with that, holding that submission.
When you're on the stage for the first time, you got to make it exciting. If you want to be invited back, win or lose, you got to be exciting.
I'd watch another go with these guys.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I could go another 5 minutes watching these guys, for sure.
Going to get a couple looks at some replays here. Talk us through this, Jordan and Sean.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think he's just not fighting the feet enough. You can see Daniel's moving his feet way too freely, and I say it all the time on the channel, on Instagram, everything. You know, don't let them put their feet on you.
There's that Dars, and just sitting in a heel hook. So it's looked tight, but as it failed, it became trouble.
But pretty cool that he went for it too, right? He took that risk, and he's committed to it. You know, they're not stalling anything like that. They're going for it.
An amazing match between these guys. There was that knee bar attempt as well. There were so many highlights of this match. Definitely want to go back and study if you guys missed some of the action. There's a lot to learn from these positions. Of course, we had that bump sweep at the end, which really was like my favorite moment of the match. Finished off with this arm triangle here. Wasn't quite able to get the finish, but definitely put him in the lead even more convincingly. And we're going to get the official decision here in just a moment.
After 9 minutes of thrilling action, the judges have rendered their decision for the blue corner, Daniel Cohen!
No massive surprises there. Daniel Cohen walks away with the decision victory after some pretty dominant positions in that match, guys.
Yeah, I would say, like, even though he lost, Kyle did, there's no real loser in the match because they put on a show. That's what we want. We're here for a show. They put on a show.
That's right. I agree 100% with that.
The way I figure it, there's going to be a winner or loser either way, so you might as well just go for it, you know?
That's right.
And we have an amazing match coming up between Emily Leyva and another local athlete. Emily Leyva, a standout on this card. She is part of the Atos Dream Team. She's got a lot of attention around her lately. Absolute rock star. Be on the lookout for that match. But she's got a tough task against Claire Butterfield out of Stout PGH. We're really excited to see these ladies come back. We'll be right back after a very quick break.
And our final undercard match of the night in the flyweight division. Introducing first in the blue corner, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, fighting out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, representing Stout PGH, it's Claire Butterfield.
Here we go, Claire Butterfield coming out in our next match out of Stout PGH, fighting out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, again, she's a good friend of mine who owns that school. So Claire's tough. I mean, she's a gamer, good on the feet, kind of well-rounded. So, you know, she's got a tall task ahead of her, but she's not a slouch.
And her opponent in the red corner, standing 5 feet 1 inches tall out of San Diego, California. She's a 2024 IBJJF Purple Belt World Champion and Nogi Pants Brown Belt Champion of the World. From Atos HQ, it's Emily Leyva.
And here we go, making a lot of noise in jiu-jitsu lately. Emily Leyva out of Atos HQ. That's Andre Galvão behind her, walking her in. We're excited to see her go at it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, she's got to be good. She trains with Sarah Galvão and all the other killers there at Atos. I'm excited for this match. I almost went and trained at Claire's gym last night, but I didn't get a chance to, but I know they got some high-level guys there.
We're going to take a look at the tail of the tape here. This is a flyweight match. We've got Emily Leyva coming in, 19 years old, standing at 5'1", 118.2 pounds, against Claire Butterfield, 33, 5'6", weighing in at 123.5 pounds. She is unranked, taking on the number 18 ranked in Emily Leyva. We're very excited to see these ladies get after it.
And a bit of an age difference in this one. I wonder if that'll play a part. I wonder if Emily might be a bit more explosive, maybe. It's hard to say. We'll find out.
Super excited for these ladies to get after. We've got Emily Leyva on bottom, pulled right away against Claire Butterfield on top with the blue ankle strap. Now, you mentioned the age difference. It's sometimes we do find some actually intimidation rather than just the physical aspect of things when these young up-and-comers come up, because it feels like, oh man, what is this 19-year-old bringing at me right now, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when I roll someone younger, I'm thinking like, you know, you might have the youth on you, but I'm going to show you, you know, like,
yeah, that's right.
Not quite an old man yet. And, you know, she's only 33, so I think she'll be all right.
Emily Leyva does a great job at staying seated even when people force her to play supine. They knock her back to her back. She always finds a way to sit right back up or use that momentum to pull them into something that's dangerous as well.
Yeah, she's really doing a great job constantly putting her on Claire on the mat, or sorry, Emily on the mat, like pushing her head, lifting up her feet, you know, not letting her work from the sit-up guard.
Yeah, you can see the domination of the wrist over there is a good idea, but Claire's like keeping her elbow in. It's going to help slow down Kimuras, help slow down Choi bars, things like this. So big fight for that near side, and rightfully so, from both these young ladies.
Yeah, look at that 2-on-1 grip, and Emily does a great job using that 2-on-1 grip to drag to the other side, which we just saw her do. She comes all the way around to Claire's right leg.
Claire's going to need to keep that foot there. She almost gets through the hips. If you get through to the hips and run around the north-south, she's going to have a essentially reverse body lock, but got cleared out.
And now Emily's looking for this K-guard type position. Might be looking for a knee bar, some sort of leg entry. And what would you do, Sean, if you were Claire to kind of stop this?
Yeah, the right arm is playing well. You need to start backing that leg up or using your left leg to staple on top of that. So there she went. She got a head and arm now.
And now she's starting to smash.
She needs to stay off to her right a little.
Yeah, she had closed all that space, but now it's opened up again. She didn't really utilize that as well as she could have, I think.
Let's go near side underhook. Right side, right side.
Yeah, that was a beautiful defense there from Claire, but it really says a lot about Emily's guard retention that she was, not many people after they have some like chest-to-chest, head and arm control position, just so seemingly effortlessly replace their guard and get their knee shield back inside. But it says a lot about Emily's guard and her awareness of those positions. I mean, based on where she trains, you can imagine it's not the first time she's been smashed from the top position, so very strong in defending there and now back out playing a stronger guard.
very active guard too, constantly throwing up submissions, really using her mobility, using her legs a lot. Yeah, and now she's got this closed guard. I wonder what she'll do from here.
Yeah, Claire did a really good job of staying out of the closed guard for a while. You can see.
Yeah. I mean,
you could see that Emily was trying to sync up the closed guard. Claire was keeping her elbows inside up until recently. But actually, just a moment ago, we had the judges' score come through, and they have Claire ahead in this match, and that's the way things are leaning in the first 3 minutes.
I think Emily needs to win the hand fight a little bit more, because it seems like Claire is kind of controlling and winning the hand fight, pushing her down, pinning her down, not letting her move, using her head nicely too to pin her down. That's what you need to do, pin people down. Ooh, I think
that's pretty tight. That's pretty tight. Look at she gets the shot. Emily Leyva with the armbar. Classic jiu-jitsu there, closed guard armbar. Claire did her best to stand up and posture out of that, but Emily was locked on. That was amazing.
That was fast. It was fast. She got around the corner very quickly and took advantage of those extended arms.
And Claire almost got out of it. She postured up, and if it was a little more sweaty, it might have slid out of there.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. There's something to be said for those really tight closed guard finishes and upper body controls in the beginning of the match before things get too slippery, right?
Absolutely. And I think just in general, maybe women sweat a little bit less than men. I know if I was out there, it'd be a puddle.
I was gonna say, not me.
Oh, yeah.
I think it depends, but
yeah, exactly.
definitely coming to this match that could have played a factor in the submission there. But huge shout out to both these ladies for putting on a great show. Man, Butterfield came out, just like you said, Sean. She had a very impressive opening to this match. She got chest on Emily Leyva, very strong passing position. And Emily coming out, you know, really a phenom, right? She's part of the Otto's Dream Team. She's coming out here with Mica Galvão, super tough training room. And even though Claire was able to get to a strong passing position, for the most part, this is what we were seeing during that match. So submission attempt after submission attempt for Emily Leyva. And that was the one that did get the finish. Almost did stand up and out of it, like you said, Jordan, but Emily was locked on, tight position, just dry enough to stay sunk in there, and that'll earn her a submission victory here on Who's Number One. We're gonna get the official call here in just a moment.
And your winner, by submission, out of the red corner, Emily Leyva!
Emily Leyva out of Otto's HQ with a big submission victory here on Who's Number 130. We're also going to get to hear from her in just a moment. We're going to have an interview, get to know a little bit about what is going on in her mind after that big win. And we're going to check in with her right now.
I'm here with Emily Leyva. Emily, this was a fun match, and one big difference here, you have the judges' favor, and you heard that judges' favor blue and then very quickly slapped on the armbar. Was that judges' favor in your head at that moment, or was that not part of what motivated you in that moment?
No, I think what she was, I think I had a really good bite on the arm right there because she was kind of extending her arm right there, so that's how I knew that I was going to get it. And when I heard them call their name, I wasn't stressing at all because I knew I still had a lot of time in the match, and I knew it was coming. And yeah.
Well, you're here, of course. I see your coach and your teammate, who we'll see later tonight, over there on the side. Otto's has a really phenomenal women's program there. What's it like being part of that program, and how does that help you as an athlete?
Gosh, it's helped me with everything. I mean, I wouldn't be the athlete I am. I wouldn't be at Who's Number One today without the girls, the dream team at Otto, so I really give it all to them. We push each other every single day, and I really think that we're the best group of women in the whole wide world, so yeah, I think they're the best.
Well, you have a colored belt championship under your belt, a colored belt PANS championship that you've earned as well. What's next for Emily Leyva?
Yeah, so earlier I won Brazilian Nationals, and then I was able to win PANS as well in the brown belt. And so later on, I'm hoping to do the same thing, win Worlds at Nogi, and hopefully be back on Who's Number One. I had an amazing time. They really treated us athletes well, and it's so awesome to be here on such a big stage, and this is my first really big super fight like this, so I feel really blessed and honored to be here, and I would love to come back with you guys.
Well, we can't wait to see you again. Congratulations, Emily. One more time for your winner, Emily Leyva!
Huge congratulations to Emily Leyva with that big armbar finish. We have a lot of exciting action coming at you guys here shortly. Make sure that you guys are subscribed to FloGrappling to watch the main event, because we have some lightning coming at you pretty soon here. We're going to toss to a quick break. We'll be right back with lots of action.
We're in beautiful Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and few cities have a more storied sports history than the Steel City itself, playing host tonight to WNO 30. And it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood as we say hello to Fred, Mr. Rogers, a friend of us all. And tonight we'll see many enter this arena to watch people who might be friends off the mat, but will not be friends once they enter into our first ever open weight Grand Prix for who's number one. And we're gonna have a great time watching us find out who is the absolute best in the world. Hello, welcome. I'm Rich Slayton, joined by Sean Williams and Kendall Rusing for this great event, WNO 30, bringing you a bevy of matches, but most importantly, our first ever open weight champion. And we kick things off with our first quarterfinal matchup, Dante Leon and Pat Shahgholi.
Wow, and what a way to kick us off. Dante Leon, he is one of the best of the best. What makes him so unique, in my opinion, he goes anywhere from 150 pounds all the way up to ultra heavy and wins consistently. So if you're gonna have an open weight bracket, you're gonna wanna see someone like Dante Leon in there. He has the most amazing submission attacks across all weight classes, and he also has really beautiful control, even against people bigger and stronger. He finds his way to the back, he finds his way onto the head. So he's going to be a problem for anyone here.
Yeah, and he's, you know, Pat Shahgholi, he's going to need that movement and control, because Pat Shahgholi, a big fella, he did come in a lot leaner, looks really good at the press conference, but Pat, this is it. This is an opportunity of his lifetime so far, going against Dante Leon. He's been known to rip legs. He's got some wrestling skill set, so this is an opportunity where you can just say, hey, I got nothing to lose. I'm going for broke, literally broke.
Well, the winner in this first matchup will be going against the victor of our second quarterfinal. Another great one between Felipe Costa and Achilles Rocha.
Well, Felipe Costa, what a talented young man. I believe he really had his coming out party at ADCC. Just had some masterful opportunities and took backs and submitted here. We see him submit Jacob Couch in the first round. But he is exceptional at taking the back, and I think that that's going to be one of the keys for him to win this match is control, take the back, because boy, is he going to have his hands full, Kendall, and a very young, vivacious Achilles Rocha. So there you can see Felipe taking the back. He's very good at taking the back. Here we go.
Man, he is such a dangerous guy, but with an opponent like Achilles Rocha, like you said, he may be good at positional control, but how do you control a guy like Achilles Rocha? How do you even get a hold of him for long enough? We're going to see right here, he has some crazy submissions that seemingly come out of nowhere. He's lightning fast, but what's also interesting about this matchup to me, Sean, is they're both very tall and long limbed. They're not usually matched up with people very similar to their body type and their length and their style, so I think that that is going to pose a very interesting combination here in this matchup together.
After this clash of two long-limbed competitors, we move to the other side of the bracket, where we have another matchup
between Ryan Aitken and Michael Sainz.
Man, Ryan Aitken, totally MVP tonight because he came in on a very short notice to replace Roberto Jimenez. And what an amazing treat to have this guy come in and replace a competitor. He is so dangerous on the legs. He is so strong. He's so athletic and explosive. He takes out guys like Pedro Marino. We're seeing here on the screen. He's taking out some of the best of the best. So I think that even though he's coming in as a replacement, yes, he has his hands full with this first match, but he could really make some waves and surprise some people here in this division.
Yeah, and as you said, Kendall, he's got his hands full. Michael Sainz has been known to say, hey, I'm the best leg locker in the world. So will we see a leg lock shootout? Will we? But he's performed very well in WNO. This is going to be his biggest test to date, I believe. But he also has great wrestling. He's a very well-rounded human being, but has really stated, like, my leg locks are the best. And so we'll see just who may be the best at the leg locking game, but it's again his opportunity to really step up and shine and say, this is my spot, WNO, I'm taking it and I'm here to stay.
Well, rounding out this Grand Prix, we have a matchup between someone who's proven themselves at a high level here at WNO and an absolute newcomer with Declan Moody and Justin Michaels.
Well, Declan, what can we say? Again, another guy that seemingly had a coming out party at ADCC, just has been on a meteoric rise upwards. You can see his takedown game, that arm drag cross trip, not the most orthodox style of game, but then you give this guy an inch, he'll take a mile. Look, he's taking a heel hook there. We saw this on one of the previous WNOs. Submit Felipe Andrew. He has just got a pace as well that very few have been able to contend with. He just continues to move.
And it's so interesting to me that we have such a treat in Justin Michael here, because if you haven't heard his name, it's for a reason. We did something unique for Who's Number One this time around. We had a bracket, a qualifier to fill that number 8 spot here on Who's Number One in this championship bracket. It was all local guys, the superstars of this region. They came together and Justin was able to come out on top and take the win. So he's got a big crowd in here for him tonight. There's a lot of hype around this guy, and we're going to be interested to see how he can contend with some of the best in the world.
Of course, we have more of the best on this card tonight. Alongside our openweight Grand Prix with those 8 competitors, we have 3 more super fights to look forward to this evening.
We do. We've got Owen Jones versus Gavin Corbe. We've got Mica Galvão versus Trinity Pun. Devhonte Johnson versus Gutemberg Pereira. It is truly a stacked bracket. And we're actually going to get a chance to look at some footage here of Owen Jones and Gavin Corbe so you guys can see what you're getting yourselves into, because these gentlemen are so talented. Owen Jones in particular, I mean, there's a lot of hype around this guy for a reason, right, Sean?
Yeah, he is essentially a walking highlight reel. He is very dynamic. He attacks the legs. He's got an excellent leg locking game there. You'll see he'll take a straight foot lock there in ADCC. He takes a beautiful arm lock on one, maybe the favorite of the ADCC that year, Gabriel Souza. He's just all over. He will, if you give him any room, he's going to snag a submission, and he made no bones about talking about that in the press conference, how he will do the same to one Gavin Corbe. So we're going to see how he contends. He's got his hands full.
He really does. I mean, Gavin Corbe is such a fun athlete to watch because he has that spice, he has that flair. He'll go for submissions, but he also slows these guys down. He holds it. Look at that pressure from the top position we get to see often from him. A lot of times in a day and age of a lot of back takes and a lot of guard play, Gavin is one of those guys that finds himself passing the guard solidly. He gets the side control, he gets to mount. His pressure is insane. So with Owen Jones, yes, he's flying around, he's spicy, he's crazy, but if Gavin can get a hold of him and slow him down, that might be his key to victory there.
Well, we're not slowing down here. Our main card is just a few minutes away. Don't go anywhere. WNO 30 starts in just a couple moments.
We are back in action here at Who's Number 130. We are in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I am Kendall Rusing. I am joined by Sean Williams. We are here to walk you through the action of the main card, which is about to get started here. We have such an incredible night ahead. We've already opened up with some really amazing undercard matches, but now, Sean, we have a treat ahead of us. We are going to get into our main card. We are also going to have our official bracket begin. Brackets are back, like you said. So stoked about that. We're going to get a look at that in just a minute. We've got 8 of the world's best across all weight classes because this is an open weight division here. We're going for a big belt in the open weight. We haven't had that before here on Who's Number 1. And, you know, Sean, you said it here earlier, brackets are back. We're excited about that, and we can't wait.
We are live from the Sunny Days Arena just outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for a night where we're going to make history for the first time ever at WNO. 8 open weight grapplers will enter this mat, but only one will prove to be the absolute best in the world and prove that they are truly number 1. The WNO main card starts now. Opening up our competition in the open weight out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, fighting out of Long Island, New York, and representing 10th Planet East, Long Island. It's Shahgholi!
Pat Shahgholi here, opening us up in this first match of this massive bracket, fighting out of 10th Planet out of Long Island, New York. Let's get it, Sean.
Yeah, it loves the legs, has the wrestling ability, and this is it for him. I mean, this will be a big test. Just a real opportunity for him just to say, hey, here I am, everybody. I belong on this stage.
And his opponent in the red corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, out of Toledo, Ohio, representing Adamas Jiu-Jitsu. He is an IBJJF World No-Gi Champion. It's Dante Leon!
And Dante Leon, certainly one of the favorites of tonight's open weight bracket, fighting out of Adamas Jiu-Jitsu, Toledo, Ohio, 30 years old. We've seen him time and time again here on the Who's Number 1 stage, and we're certainly excited to have him back.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it. He is definitely the most experienced guy in this bracket by far. By far. He's a lot of experience, and he is exceptionally good at all weight classes that he's fought in. So, you know, I expect nothing less.
We're going to take a look at the tail of the tape between these two guys. We've got Dante Leon coming in, 30 years old, 5'8", 177.8 pounds, and the number 5 pound for pound ranked grappler here tonight. We've also got Pat Shahgholi on the other side coming in, 19 years old, 5'11", 207.8 pounds, and he is currently unranked. Big statement day for Pat if he can make this happen. Let's get to the action. All right, here we go. This is the opening match of the bracket here, Sean. We've been waiting for this all night. Super excited to see what happens with these guys.
Circle, don't let him push you back.
Now, you mentioned before that, this is Pat's time to shine. And you also mentioned that, he's coming in looking very athletic, really, really good shape, and maybe the most, disciplined training camp he's had coming into an event, and probably for good reason when you have a challenge like Dante Leon. What do you think he's going to be looking for here?
Well, I mean, he's showing some good hand fighting skills. He's wrestling, he's clearing collar ties. Look at that little 2-on-1. He's showing some good stuff here on the feet.
Dictate what happens. Let's go.
Speaking of the feet, though, Dante is really well known for having such strong wrestling. Now, he's giving up over 30 pounds in this match as well. So he is one of the smaller guys in the division. So when it comes to wrestling, that can make a big difference, right? When you're shooting double legs on guys bigger and taller.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, Pat's looking really good on that, from just hand fighting and moving, and his elbow ties, his 2-on-1s, his level changes, his stance. Things looking very, very nice for him right now.
Dante's so disciplined with his positioning, though, right? I mean, that's one of the things that I think makes his wrestling so impressive. He's very, very disciplined with his positioning. And he's training in one of the highest caliber wrestling areas of the country out in Ohio, right? The Midwest, so well known. So he's got access to a lot of great, look at that, we see some of that wrestling coming out to play, but actually initiated there from Pat, I believe.
Yeah, Pat out of New York, Long Island, New York. I mean, New York is a very, very good wrestling state as well. One of the best in the country as well. So, he looks like he's been doing his homework, but that was a nice arm drag counter for Dante. Beautiful knee pick. Had that underhook, had that ankle, and just took advantage right away.
Oh, wow, and it comes right back up. And it almost looked like Dante was not too insistent on needing him to stay down, right? He let him right back up.
I think he was testing the waters there a little bit, because you overcommit on a leg locker, and you find yourself in a leg lock, or at least an entry. So I think he kept his weight back a little bit there, and Pat was able to hip heist up. So
2-on-1 control here from Dante, but Pat did a great job keeping head position away from him. Usually when you're on the 2-on-1 side, you want to have your head in that person's ear, right? Oh, wow. Big chase down there from Pat, really shoving Dante towards the edge of the mat. Snap down there from Pat. He's got a bite on the head and the arm here. Reaches to the ankle. Almost transitions into the legs.
Yeah, snap down for head and arm. Tried. Now he's trying a big throw here. But
trip, though, from Dante.
Yeah, had to be careful. He gave away the back hip. Did Pat. He tried to throw Dante, but Dante got the back hip and rolled out of bounds.
That was so interesting. Dante went for an inside trip, then Pat answered with a throw, and that was a beautiful transition. Just what happened in the last 30 seconds or so is really significant in this match, and it's interesting to me that after all that, Dante actually chooses to sit now.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good at these inside rolls.
Wrestles up to the back.
Yeah, he's one of the best at wrestling up by far. Look at that. Still a little low on the hip. He's now he's built it up. He's built up to that backpack grip. Their seatbelt grip. He was started a little low, but did a great job of following through and coming up to that reverse head arm.
And they are going to reset here in the center. And we just had a judge's favor come through, the first one of the match over 3 minutes in, and it's going to give a nod to Dante Leon. No big surprise as he finds himself here in the first dominant position of the match. Notice how he uses that left foot to hook the inside of the calf. Oh, and he's going straight for the neck here. He's got a grip on his own bicep.
Pat made a little mistake to fight the legs and left his neck just ready to be squeezed with that strangle hand. He was able to fight that off, but Pat needs to get up on the hands here and fight these hands. Get the cross hand, shoehorn if he has it.
Oh man, Dante does an excellent job. Switches his head to the bottom side when they go to the other side of the back to prevent Pat from putting his shoulders to the ground. He looks like he's getting under the chin again here, or over the chin. Either way, he's got a very strong finish from here. This is tight. This is how he gets the tap. Dante Leon with the first submission of the night for this bracket. Starts this 8-man open class bracket off with a bang here against Pat. Both of these guys with a very tough opening, lots of great takedown exchanges, and what a statement there to start us off.
Yeah, Dante, the forearm right where the teeth meet. That is nasty, painful. No hand fighting there. Like, just had that forearm right where the teeth. And you can see Dante's arm. It's got the teeth imprinted into his forearm. You can see it in there. Like, look at the teeth. Look at the teeth marks on the forearm. Like, see that? That's it. If you get your forearm right where the teeth join, there it is. You're going to see a good shot. When the light lights up, you're going to see his teeth mark. You know, it's really, I mean, it's either tap or get your teeth broke. And it's no fun. And Pat was wise just to say, no hands in. It was all face. And that's it. So
yeah, here's some highlights from this match. We had some amazing takedowns. That initial knee tap. Pat stood up right after this, and I think you're right. You know, Dante didn't overcommit. There were some other takedowns in between there, and then in the end, though, Dante actually wrestled up from his guard play, found himself to the back after this, and that really started that sequence of him finding himself to that rear naked choke.
Yeah, that's right. He rolled through. He did a good job of coming up to that seatbelt from being low on the waist. And then there was, see it, Pat's on the legs. He's looking for the legs, and wham, there's the first attempt. That's not the actual one that sunk in. So that was the first attempt he fought out. Here's the one that's going to sink in. And watch the forearms right where the teeth meet.
Oh,
there you
gosh.
go. And it's, you know, you don't want to be fighting in there for very long. That'll, yep.
Yeah,
you'll have a nice little dentist bill after that.
Amazing finish for these guys. We're going to get the official call here in the arm raise in just a moment.
And the referee calls an end to this one around 4 minutes into the match. For your winner by submission, Dante Leon!
Dante Leon starts us off in this bracket with a rear naked choke finish. And in a moment here, we're going to find out who he's going to face next in this bracket. We've got a tough one coming up. This is so fun because Dante fights anywhere from light to middle, right? But these guys in this bracket, he's potentially facing some ultra heavyweight people, but it wouldn't be his first time, right? He's done that many times over the years. He's won massive titles in those divisions, and so it'll be awesome to see if he can do it one more time.
Yeah, he's no stranger to the big guys, and he does really well because his movement, he's very strong. Relative strength is a massive importance in jiu-jitsu. I would imagine he could do pull-ups all day long, but and that bodes well across weight classes, especially when you have that nice movement that Dante has.
Absolutely.
And there he's going to put the name on the board.
I love that we brought this in for Who's Number 130. We actually get to see the physical bracket progress throughout the night. So that is our very beginning stage. He's going to move into the semifinals, and we're going to get to see in just a moment who he's going to go to next. We're going to take a look backstage at the warm-up area. We've got Felipe Costa going against Achilles Rocha. We see Felipe Costa on the screen right here getting warmed up. He has been on an absolute tear. Felipe had a breakout performance at ADCC, like you said. He also had a great performance at the Nogi Worlds a couple months after that. But he certainly has a tough test ahead of him in Achilles Rocha. Achilles here in the warm-up area as well. Achilles is such an amazing young athlete with such a fun style. He has submissions on some of the best guys in the world. He doesn't have all the titles yet, but he's one of those guys that you can count on for fireworks, and he will take one of those top guys out on any given day. So we're really excited to see these two coming up next. We're going to go to a quick break here in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Who's Number 1 is presented by Defense Soap, now the official soap and body wipe of FloGrappling. Protecting you for over 15 years. Defend what you have built.
The sport of jiu-jitsu provides so many with a bigger purpose. You're faced with so many challenges in the sport, including skin infection. And that's our mission. Defense Soap was created out of the need to fight back. And that's our goal here at Defense Soap, to defend what you have built.
in our second quarterfinal for the open weight Grand Prix. Fighting out of the blue corner, he stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, from Hollywood, Florida, representing VRMA and Fight Sports. He owns the fastest submission in WNO history, Achilles Rocha!
Coming in from the blue corner, we've got Achilles Rocha fighting out of VRMA and Fight Sports, Hollywood, Florida. Just 19 years old, Sean, and already a household name in Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, very, very talented young man, and always, as we have mentioned many times, always brings it. So, but that aside, I mean, he's very, very skilled. So it's, it's going to be an interesting style matchup. I feel here it's chaos versus trying to take the back.
And his opponent in the red corner. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, fighting out of Austin, Texas, representing Six Blades Jiu-Jitsu. He is an IBJJF World No-Gi medalist, Felipe Costa!
Felipe Costa coming in, fighting out of Team Six Blades in Austin, Texas at the HQ there under Shahgholi, 25 years old. He has some amazing wins under his belt, but this would certainly be probably the biggest title he could put on his resume so far if he manages to do it.
Yeah, and he's had a, as I mentioned, a breakout performance in IFL and ADCC, but and he put up and beat up some of the best. He really had a good showing and has had that ever since. So it's gonna come down to performance, really.
Here we have the tail of the tape. We got Felipe Costa coming in, 25 years old, standing at 6'2", 208.4 pounds, and the number 4 ranked light heavyweight against Achilles Rocha coming in just 19 years old, 6'1", 217.3 pounds, and he is number 17 currently. We're gonna see these two guys face off here in this quarterfinal bout. All right, Sean, here we go.
It looked like a little some extra, like, hey, let's make sure we're on point. We say stop. When I say stop, it's gonna stop.
Look, when you got these two guys this big in the center of a raised stage, and you got a lot of computer equipment around the sides of the edges, you got to be careful, all right?
That's right.
And we were talking earlier, Sean, about how this is an interesting match because both these guys have a very similar body type, and oftentimes, even though they go against people similar weight, they might be longer and more lanky and difficult to deal with, but they kind of have to deal with that in each other. They're almost mirror images here.
Yeah, you're right. Both have like very long reach.
Oh, and a guard pull right into an arm lock, it looked like there for a minute from Felipe. But look at that double under defense from Achilles.
Yeah, flying arm lock attempt that initially started out looking kind of good, but then Achilles slipped his head and ended up with nothing there to Felipe Costa, but now he's settled back into an open guard.
Achilles looking to recenter here. Now, what do you think is the key to victory against someone like Achilles, who is so explosive? Although, as I say that, he's coming up to the back. Felipe coming up, looking like he's trying to finish this takedown here. Achilles really scrambling, almost entering into a throw of his own.
Yeah, Felipe should take the front. He's taking the back, trying to lift. You got to be cautious here of getting tossed, elevated if they go down. Sort of leg entries, like double trouble entries, double trouble rolls, like Uchimadas. Felipe's going to stay on the back side. He's going to have to come around that back corner.
Oh, wow. That was a very interesting transition. It almost looked like Felipe found himself right in side control. Achilles almost put his leg in front like he was going to attack the arm himself, and it almost kind of just caused a reset in the position altogether.
Yeah, he tried a flying arm lock there. And look at that. He's already up.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, look at this, though. He has the arm inside. It's hard to see from this
angle. It's an omoplata coming, but
I see.
Achilles either going to walk around or try to forward. I don't know if he's going to forward roll out of this, but It looks right now he's just going to stack up and yank his arm out. If knees come over chest, then it's trouble for the omoplata, especially if you stay square.
No, it's really impressive to see like Felipe's his dexterity in his guard, especially at this weight class, is not always something that's super common. And I think it's serving him really well, where he can actually threaten those sort of omoplata positions in a way that a lot of times the guys in this weight class are not quite able to do.
Yeah, I think this is the way that Felipe gets to the back from his guard typically, either through sweeping or through wrestle-ups. He creates these opportunities from his guard, and then will. Whoa!
Achilles tries to jump over the top there. Kind of misses the mark, but that is classic Achilles Rocha style. That's what we've been talking about.
Flying triangle over the guard.
You can never rest when you're fighting this guy, Sean, okay? You can't take a breath.
That's right. No, Felipe did a great job of just letting go of the wrist and not holding on. Because in that scenario, if he would have held on to that arm, he would have almost put himself into the flying triangle. He just let go and withdrew his elbow. It was really smart.
Yeah. Nowhere is safe with Achilles Rocha, but as I say that, I think smart strategy. Felipe is looking to pull close guard and slow him down if he can, but beautiful jump over there from Achilles, and now has a seatbelt grip.
He's trying to get, overcommitted that, but onto the single. He's going to need to clear his left arm all the way down through the hip unless he's going to try to jump over, but he didn't have a leg position, And this is where Felipe is strong, right? Strong on the back. Let's see if he can secure this or break Achilles down. It's a power half. He's strong from here. This is where one of his strong suits we were talking about earlier is. Nice, yeah.
Look at that defense, though, from Rocha. I'm telling you, you can never rest with this kid. There's nowhere safe, not even fully on the back. That's crazy. And Felipe's one of his best positions, as you've been saying. That really says a lot about the match right there. Now, it's not to say Achilles is out of trouble by any means, because clearly, he's been trailing a little bit. He's been in some trouble. But to escape Felipe's best position like that with relative ease, it says a lot about his level in this matchup. Stands up with Costa in the close guard here. Might try to punch that hand in front, threaten that choke.
But
and that's a lot of weight to hold up in a body triangle close guard right there. These guys are, I believe both of them are over 205 and in the 205 to 220 range.
Leg lock, not sure coming, but too shallow. Tries the other side.
And a little bite for a moment. Felipe is able to spin out, create some space, enters right back in, but look at Achilles going for to bring this leg over into 50-50, brings it across the body.
Deep 50-50 position.
And this has been a position, Sean, we've seen Felipe have trouble with in the past.
Yes.
It's not his most proficient position. So if you're Rocha coming in, do you think that'd be part of your strategy?
Yeah, I mean, it could have been. He dealt with it really nicely there. Did Felipe, and then back to the omoplata. Achilles has done really well just to do this, either get out and circle out or just pull the hips out. And now it ends up cross-side, actually. Very nice. So defended the omoplata and ended up cross-side off the turtle recovery.
This is a very significant shift here in the wave of the match, particularly because the only other dominant position was the back, right? And then they've had a couple submission attempts. Oh, look at this, he's stepping over the top. It looked like he was almost going to be looking for a triangle and now shoves Felipe to his back. We might hear another judge's favor here in a moment as well.
Trying to punch through triangle here.
Felipe trying to start to create some space.
Blue.
So the judge's favor is shifted over to Achilles. So we're just about 1-1. And as a reminder, it's not an official scoreboard, but it lets you know where the judges' minds are at. Anything could happen in the next 2.5 minutes. Now, coming out of that Shahgholi 6 Blades camp, we know the closed guard is a big part of their game. We've seen Felipe finish this from this position many times. He comes off to the side as a side guard that's very strong from their team. A lot of these, arm locks here can be very, very effective. And I think you know, as we're saying this, I was thinking we were going to see Achilles probably try to stand up and create some space because he's done better in the positions with a lot of space. And look at this, might have a position on the leg. Is there a knee bar coming here, Sean?
Yeah, he's trying to suck up both legs here. Needs both legs because now he's starting to get himself into a little trouble. If Felipe can get the pummel, use his right foot to help the left foot. He did very nicely, and now...
Yeah, his left foot's on the outside rather than on the inside, so that's what's saving him here. And this is in trouble now.
He's got a possible Katakatame. He's got a good left underhook. He should just keep making that deeper and deeper. And now he can pass here pretty easily, like to the side of the mount. He had a good position.
Oh, look at the backward roll from Rocha, but not enough. He is in danger here now. Oh, that was a pretty tight squeeze from Costa.
Yeah, just on, I think it was just a little bit too high.
Man, just 1 minute left here, Sean. This is a really tough position to be in for Rocha. He just got the judge's decision. Now Felipe's on his back, and Felipe's got a body triangle here as well, really tight.
Yeah, he's got that arm in, rear naked, and this is good if this is a great setup for just a rear naked strangle. I mean, you can strangle from there for sure. But you can also shift to a rear naked if Achilles puts that right elbow down towards his hip if he felt like he was getting put out with that head arm strangle, that rear head arm. There it is. There he's trying to switch it into a rear naked. It's a good entry for that.
Who's just trying to build up here onto both of his knees, but man, Felipe's got such a tight body triangle here and a lot of weight coming down in just 20 seconds. That's a very, very tough ask when you're in this bottom position here to start to make any sort of progress. Because even if he doesn't get the finish, even though there was, you know, one judge's call in either direction throughout the match, if you're finishing here in a dominant position like that, that is really important in the eyes of the judges.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's been very dominant this last couple minutes here.
Well, this match is going to come to an end. We are certainly going to see a judge's decision here in just a moment. And like we said, you know, the match was fairly even up until those last minute and a half, 2 minutes or so. We saw a lot of good action from both of these guys. We definitely, I think we got what we expected, right? We got a lot of action from these guys. Some big movement from Rocha. A couple back takes from Felipe Costa. Like you mentioned earlier, Sean, that's a lot of his go-to. Wrestled up here.
Yeah, he tried to lift from behind, had a little difficulty. Achilles almost cleared him out. Achilles, eventually, I think, yeah, they started. There's that flying triangle attempt. And, you know, Felipe was wise to that. Just pulled his elbow back. And there was Achilles just staying on the leg too long. Got himself in a bit of trouble there, staying on the legs with an underhook. Felipe was able to eventually get the back.
Yeah, once he had that body triangle on too, because Rocha is so good at squirming and twisting out of those positions. And once he got that body triangle, I think that really sunk in for that last minute to be really dominant for Felipe Costa. And we're going to get the official decision here, though, in just a moment and see who's moving on in this bracket.
After 9 minutes of hard-fought action, our judges have rendered a decision. Moving on to the semifinals of our open weight Grand Prix, out of the red corner, Felipe Costa!
Felipe Costa takes the victory here in the opening round of this bracket against Achilles Rocha. Strong match for him there, great match from Rocha as well. That's going to push him forward, and that means he is going to face Dante Leon, Sean, and that's one of the matches I was hoping we might see tonight. Dante Leon versus Felipe Costa is definitely a unique one, and what a treat that we're going to get to see that in the semifinals.
Absolutely. I mean, if that match, you could say that was exactly the way that Felipe really wanted to play that out. He's used his strong positions, got his back, got to the back, but man, he had to weather some activity there and some storms, and he's going to be on his way over to put his name on the board, and he's going to face Dante Leon in the next round.
Man, I'm really excited. I love that we get to see them actually move forward physically on the bracket like we were saying. And you're going to see Felipe right here signing his name into the next portion of this bracket. Now, in a minute, we're going to get to see the other side of the bracket go at it and start to see how this is going to shake out. See if our predicted seeds are actually going to make it through. But we've got some surprises in store, some last-minute people coming in that took over spots. And This is going to be an exciting bracket through and through. Felipe Costa with a big win, pushing him in. He's going to face Dante here. But first, we got to go to the other side of the bracket, so we're going to take a look in the warm-up area to see who that is. We've got Ryan Aitken coming up. Now, like we said, he was a last-minute replacement for Roberto Jimenez, but you can't really ask for anything better when you're getting a replacement, right? Ryan Aitken, such a monster. He's coming in strong on the legs, but just like you said earlier, Sean, Michael Sainz is regarded and also self-proclaimed as one of the best leg blockers around, if not the best, as he says. And so these two guys are going to be really fun to see go together. Here in the warm-up area, we're coming back to them in just a moment, so don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to get right back into this open weight bracket.